opportunity, yes. Being great is ambiguity, yes.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the New York Jets. Here's Mecole Hardman. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The New York set to take the field. Rodgers going to the air to start things out. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll have a Jets first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line.
And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. But Charles, a tough task ahead for this defense, trying to slow down Aaron Rodgers. What would you be trying to do?
I would think about selective pressure, Brandon, and what I mean by that is he's going to eat you up if you blitz him too often, because he'll read that and go to the man coverage patterns. But every now and then you bring that pressure at him, make him deliver the ball on time. It's when he keeps the ball, maneuvers out of the pocket, and throws deep, that's when you're in big trouble.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 8. Here's Cook again. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw out to Wilson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 0 hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 47 yards rushing for him here. What a start to the ball game. It's 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Jets are on the board first here this afternoon. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game, then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. A run for the former Seahawk. It's Rashad Penny. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 4. Here's Hurts to throw. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing is Rodgers. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. Caught. It's Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. Throwing quickly to Wilson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 15-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling. Dalvin Cook, so good in the open field, but he's equally good down here near the goal line. He can find those seams and just push his way through. So he might get another chance or two to punch this one in.
Cook is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Cook will score. Touchdown, New York. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. From the gun, it's Hurts. And his throw here's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Inside handoff, Penny. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing is Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Hardman on the return. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And now out come the Jets. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Rodgers going to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Rodgers now to throw. Boy, he almost did that himself, but it looks like he's about a foot or 2 short. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. This is taken at about the 14. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Penny up the middle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 24 yards to gain there. Another 1st down as well.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll run it again with Penny. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 1st downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Penny, a 1st down carry. And able to work his way down to the 16. 54 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, a give to Penny. Nice little juke. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Swift. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And that's on Pro Bowl center Jason Kelce. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Hurts sets up to throw it. Flush to his right. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
They go with a former Lion. It's DeAndre Swift. And a nice pickup there. It gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously, one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The kick by Elliott is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And New York set to take the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 77 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. To throw is Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard, and he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the 46, here's 2nd and a couple. Now it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Cook. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Hurts. That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. Into space at the 45. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Here's a give to Penny. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. This is complete to Watkins on the slant.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big time run, Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. This is Smith with a grab. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. He'll look to throw. And he is going to lose yardage here. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Watkins. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Looking to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And a 2nd field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17 to 6. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Rodgers now on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete.
But he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He finds Wilson. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Rodgers again now. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call him for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Well, the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The linebacker C.J. Mosley in on the stop. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Hurts throw taken in by Watkins here. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. They'll run with Penny here out of the shotgun. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, it's Penny. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Here's Hurts to throw. And this one complete to Smith. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter and the entire 4th remaining. So, stranger things have happened.
A handoff to Penny. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Tackle on that play by Quinnen Williams.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. Throwing is Hurts. 20! And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Play action. Here's Hurts. Looking sideline, incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. Is able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Hurts sets up to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Eagles are back within a score.
Jalen Hurts with another touchdown rushing. 13 touchdowns, led all quarterbacks last year on the ground. No one else had more than 8. And, of course, we all remember the 3-touchdown game in the Super Bowl. So called running plays or scrambles, Jalen Hurts is dangerous.
And after all that, they are set up in unbelievable field position. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. Across the formation, Hardman gets a completion. A good pickup there at 22.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Rodgers. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On play action, it's Rodgers. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They try again with Cook. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Touchdown! Garrett Wilson. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets are able to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Second down, here's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end. Now Rashad Penny. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Hurts. Eluding the pressure right. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be brought down in what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw going to be caught by Davis. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Working with a 2nd and 4. Here's Rodgers to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Hassan Reddick with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Another nice play there by Reddick. More evidence that sometimes a position change is exactly what a player needs. Totally reinvented as an edge rusher instead of playing linebacker. 2nd in the NFL with 16 sacks in his first season with the Eagles in 2022.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll drop to throw. They set up the screen to Penny. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You've got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
They go back to the ground now with Penny. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
This short throw caught by Goddard. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Penny, a first down carry. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. To throw on 2nd and 6. Hurts. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Inside handoff, Penny. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Again, it's Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a Jets first down, and that should just about do it. Game in hand, the offense takes the knee. Second and 11. Cook up the gut. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road. But there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.